Lords of the Fallen is a hack and slasher numerously compared to Dark Souls series to the point of calling it a copy. I would refrain from accusing it of stealing the idea, but rather call it a member of a newly emerged subgenre of death simulators, as these games revolve around experiencing difficult combat where each fight has the risk of being slain, and reliving the stages to retrieve the lost experience by reaching the ghost left hovering above your corpse where you last died. Many people call this game an easier version of Dark Souls. However, I tend to feel the opposite due to the clunkiness of combat in Lord of the Fallen, which is tedious, but on the other hand, quite realistic considering that if you wore a bunch of thick steel plates and held a big chunk of metal in your hands, you wouldn't expect to win a speed contest. You can just feel the meat and steel clashing in a mighty combat experience. The heavy greatswords and halberds show their weight, and the stronger the armor, the more protection you get, but at the cost of being slower and clunkier. Lords of the Fallen has a classic structure of beating a level to reach a boss fight, which means having to kill a Rogar Lord. Your goal is to prevent these demonic creatures from entering our world and saving us from the ever-present prospect of doom. Stamina is the key asset in Lords of the Fallen. Everything you wear or use revolves around it. Once you run out of it, you can't perform any combos and attacks are slower, so the combat involves many dodges and blocks just to find the right moment to hit your enemy. Level design is quite diverse with spacious locations, both indoors and outside, and claustrophobically narrow corridors and passages which forces you to change your approach depending on the surroundings. The environments differs from place to place, but the game keeps it dark themed and snowy like a Nordic saga featuring hellspawned uglies.
You. Get away from me. Don't hurt me.
Once you kill an enemy, you may visit checkpoints in the form of red crystals, which allows you to save your level progression, experience, and refill potions, life, stamina, and mana. You may spend your experience points to increase your attributes or learn new skills. You can also choose not to use the crystal to gain experience boost at the cost of risking to lose it all in case you die and fail to retrieve your ghost. Without using the crystal, you also resign from creating a checkpoint, so if you fall, you're being revived with the last crystal you have used.
This is getting out of hand. The villagers gather in front of the monastery and demand sanctuary. We can't let any more in. We will starve to death.
One of the great qualities of Lords of the Fallen are the graphics. The game really shines here. The lighting and shadows are glorious, and the level of detail of both characters and environment is superb. The sparks, shadows, and other effects are pretty as they should be. All things considered, the difficulty curve is just about right to keep you challenged, but not discouraging. It keeps you engaged and rewards your efforts. The gameplay makes you think about your next move and forces strategic thinking, especially when you encounter multiple enemies at once. Dying is quite frequent, and you need to get used to it. Each time, you learn how the enemies react to your actions and how you can use that knowledge to your advantage. Reliving the same over and over again may prove annoying, but you get the hang of it quite quickly, and if you set up your character in a balanced way, use your skills wisely, and dodge the heck out of every fight, the game is enjoyable and grants tons of fun. Nevertheless, prepare for countless rest in pieces. Lords of the Fallen is definitely worth the try, but I wouldn't cash out on the DLCs as, simply put, they're worthless, as described by the Steam user reviews. The main game, though, is surely one of the best titles of 2014.